What's up, guys? Jay, MorninAfterKill, and it's Sunday! But even though I have long ass hair and a beard, I still don't get a day of rest. But why would I? I haven't missed the daily upload on my channel since February of 2012, which will make this February 4 years without missing a daily upload. And the last I checked, I can't walk on water or turn it to wine either. So there's no reason to stand why I'd be able to do anything Jesus-esque at all. Like resting on Sundays. In fact, I lack any and all Jesus-like qualities at such an extreme proficiency that I can't even walk on frozen water. That's right. I can't fucking ice skate. My first time ever going ice skating was on a school trip. I thought I'd be all cool, I'm skating along, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop like a hockey player in front of these bitches. And like, whoosh, right? Yeah, no. I was wearing figure skates, and I broke my fucking ankle trying that. Which, sucks too. Because I was still young enough at that point to when you got hurt, you cried. I can tell you from my life experience, bitches love all types of ice-related activities. However, breaking your ankle, sliding across the ice on your thigh, and slamming into the boards, crying like a pussy before you even stopped, is not one of those ice-related activities that bitches love. Not at all. But it's Sunday, and that means you guys ask the questions. I'll give you some answers to the best of my ability. But feel free to leave your questions for next week's Q&A in the comments down below. And the ones that I think are more interesting might become random commentaries throughout the week. Because I was thinking maybe I'm trying to get 2 videos up a day for you guys during the holidays. But that's enough about that. How about we get to the first question from Zachary Ledick, who wants to know, how does YouTube money actually work? Do you get paid for subs, views? What's the dealio? He didn't actually say. I added on the dealio. However, Zach, that is a pretty generic question on a huge spectrum of possibilities on how YouTube money actually works. And it's honestly really depends on the structure of your contract and what level multi-channel network that you're dealing with. What? Alright, so typically you have a content creator. That's me. I create the content. Hello, my name's Jay. Handshake through the internet. And then you have YouTube. They're a company. Everybody should know what YouTube is. You're on YouTube! You're on the company itself. Now, originally, you weren't able to monetize video game videos without a network like Machinima, which led to the rise of all sorts of networks out there that will rip you the fuck off. I know, because I worked for and got ripped off by my original network, but that is a whole nother topic in itself. Talk about that another date. But the typical structure these days are content creator, then the network, and then YouTube. And the reason you sign on with the network is their job is pretty much to make life easy for you on the YouTubes. They offer you some protection against false flagging, hacking, and they even get you some sweet ad buys in the holiday season, which is when you see, like, you know, Call of Duty channels have Call of Duty ads on their channel. That's an ad buy. That's when Activision seeks out channels that have this type of content to go ahead and target a certain demographic, and you get a little bit of extra for that month that you have those ads on that channel. And in exchange for this protection and this service, a network will take a percentage of the revenue that your videos generate. Now, you generate ad revenue by the amount of views each video gets. Comments, likes, and shares, those things all help you get views and boost your vids higher in the Google search engine. But at the end of the day, It all comes down to the amount of overall views you make. The amount of money you make per 1,000 views is all dependent upon how much of a percentage you and your network has agreed upon. Now, I've seen contracts anywhere from a 60 to 40% split between content creator and network, which is an absolutely terrible split, and usually will be the first contract a smaller YouTuber around 1,000 subscribers will get offered by a network. I've also seen contracts all the way up to 95% split, meaning the network only takes 5% of your earnings, which is a really sweet contract and is usually reserved for YouTubers that generate massive amounts of views, to where networks can still make a decent profit without eating up your entire revenue share. But most of that means donkey dick to most of you. Nobody has any idea what the fuck I'm talking about. So I would say if you took an average of all the YouTubers' earnings, you'd come up with about an average of somewhere between $1 to $2 per 1,000 views. Sounds about right on point, which I'm not saying is what I earn or what anybody else does, but that seems to be a fair guesstimation if I had to put an actual number on it of how much a YouTuber on average would make per 1,000 views. Next, we have Ralph Wilkins, who kind of looks like Ice Cube. I'm not gonna lie. unless that's actually Ice Cube in your avatar, then carry on, my wayward son. But he wants to know if I think the human race will evolve and progress past the point of destroying ourselves, or are we doomed? I like this question, Ralph. I like it a lot. For those of you guys that are not familiar, is what he's talking about is a long-held scientific belief that the reason we haven't found intelligent life in the universe is that most intelligent cultures end up killing themselves off before they progress to a 100% peaceful interstellar species. And those civilizations that have progressed past the point of destroying themselves and becoming a peaceful civilization are smart enough to stay the fuck away from cultures as primitively violent as our own. It's also been said that intelligent civilizations only broadcast with radio frequencies for no more than a few hundred years before they develop near instantaneous communication across star systems and the ability to encrypt data so well that it appears to be organic to primitive civilizations such as our own that still broadcast it with radios. So, at this point in human history, according to those scientific models, we're at that point now where we should be pooling our resources globally to benefit the advancement of the human race collectively. That said, instead, we're using those resources to keep majority of our population poor, uneducated, and sick, in order for an even smaller portion of the population to enjoy extreme luxury. Instead of trying to cure diseases, we're buying companies, making any sort of breakthroughs and advancements, and then we're dismantling them before they have a chance to make any headway on these diseases, simply because there's more money in keeping you alive with the disease and treating your disease with medication that you have to purchase than there is to cure you with a one-time treatment. We're charging people $7 for a salad, $2 for a bottle of water. Meanwhile, $3 will get you a burger, fries, and a soda, and also a heart attack in an early grave. Everything humans are doing right now is hindering any progress we could and should be making. But at the moment, it doesn't look to me like there's much hope for the human race. However, I do hope that there are civilizations out there that have pushed past this point in history and are selectively ignoring us. Because if this is it, humanity is the one chance the universe has to be seeded with intelligent life, I'd rather hope we destroy ourselves before we have the chance to destroy everything else in the universe before it has a chance to thrive. That's the truth. And the next question comes from Rodolfo Lames. I'm fairly certain I said that right. Who wants to know if there's any way to make a girl's first time more enjoyable or pleasant? Fuck her in the pussy. At first, I chose your question. I thought you were talking about a first date. But then when I read further, and it seems that you're already in a relationship, she's a virgin, and you may or may not be, but you do have sexual experience of some sort. Which means you've seen a vagina. I hope. Which is even more than fun to talk about, honestly, than first dates. But when I was sitting here trying to give you like a good, well thought out reply, and I thought about it and I was like, man, you know, there are a lot of parallels between the answer I was going to give you for a first date and the answer that I'm going to give you for the first time having sex with her. So I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and parallel that for, you know, the guys out there that are trying to go out on a first date, and also for the guys that are trying to, you know, get a little bit of stinky pinky. So typically on a first date, you want to do something as exciting and fun as possible. That way, she remembers you as fun and exciting. You know, doing something like going to the movies kind of sucks ass, because if you pick a shitty movie, you might be out of the picture just because the movie sucked and she associated those negative feelings of the shitty movie with you. You're shit out of luck. And it's pretty much the same thing, you know, with the first time with the female. You want to associate as much positive feelings with her first sexual encounter with you as you can. Because I don't care who you are. If she ain't feeling it, you ain't getting it. Legally. And if you go on past her saying no, you are on your own, buddy. On your own. But I think that the worst thing that most people do about first sexual encounters is they make a big deal out of it. You know, you put so much pressure on the actual situation that if things don't end up well, and trust me, in sexual encounters, things don't always end up perfectly. It's not always like, you know, bow, chicka, bow, you get the fucking, you know, bass line going and the ass is slapping and shit. You know, sometimes, you know, bitches fall off beds, you know. I've also had a girl on top bend my penis in half. That is not a fun time. However, you don't want to put a lot of pressure on it, because if things aren't going well, she's gonna feel like it's her fault, because you've already done this before and you put so much effort into it that she's gonna feel like she ruined it with her inexperienced vagina. You don't want a girl to get any type of self-esteem complex with their vagina. You want them to be as happy and comfortable and free with the vagina as possible. As long with you, not with everybody else. You just want her to, you know, be comfortable with her vagina being vagina-y near you. So, I think the best advice I can give you is to just let it happen, dude. Go slow. Make her feel comfortable. There's one thing bitches love. It's a little bit of eye contact, some tender touching, and hand holding. Just be tweaking at nipples and slapping some fucking clitoris and ass, man. You know, caress the body. There's all types of curves you can, you know, show a little bit of extra attention to make her feel a little comfortable. However, do not be the asshole to put your head right over her head and drip sweat off your forehead into her eye. Don't do that. Be mindful. She's not cool. But yeah, don't put any unnecessary pressure on the situation that don't need to be on the situation already. And I feel like you'll just be fine. Last, we have a quick question that a lot of people have asked me recently, including Michael Kilduff, who wants to know what my thoughts are on ISIS and the Paris attacks. I'm not sure I understand the question. Like, are there really people out there that think or expect I'll be like, oh yeah, at ISIS, doing a fantastic job against the Western establishment they are. Fuck no! That's not even funny. Well, kinda is when you consider the question, but it's not funny! But no, I don't support any type of attacks on innocent people, whether it's a random militant outfit like Al-Qaeda or ISIS, or even if it's bombs being dropped by my own country on known civilian establishments. I have none of that shit. If you want war, fine. Go to fucking war. Walking into a fucking building and unloading on unarmed, unsuspecting civilians, that's not war. It's an atrocity. Whether it happens in a theater in Paris, a children's hospital in the Middle East, or an office building in Southern California, innocent people don't deserve to die for your fucking war. It was nice to see the human reaction after the whole Paris attacks. You know, the monuments around the world lit up with the French flag, you know, the trending on social media, even the whole Pray for Paris Facebook profile pics. But I mean, when it happens in the Middle East and America within the weeks since, nobody cares. I don't see anybody changing their Facebook profiles to American flags. No one's praying for Cali. No monuments are lit up for America. None for Middle Eastern attack victims. It's kind of sad when you think about it. You know, as a human life is worth a human life. No matter where it comes from, what language it speaks, what religion it practices. It's a shame. Most people can't understand that. Damn shame. So, my name is Jay. MorninAfterKill. I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. If you can leave a thumbs up on the video, I'd highly appreciate it because it gives me motivation to make more videos for you motherfuckers that watch my motherfucking videos. Don't forget to leave a question for next week's Q&A. And remember, even if your question doesn't get picked, doesn't mean that it wasn't a good question. It just means that I didn't answer it. So go ahead, leave your questions in the comment section down below. My name is Jay. MorninAfterKill. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys later.